Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and this is another episode of Ridiculous Loadout. As you may already know, this is a series I started way back when in the Battlefield 3 days, basically whoring myself out for cheap views, running a suggested loadout from one of you in the comments section. So this time, another suggestion comes from a repeat offender, Mastercraft Moin, who suggests running a CS soldier loadout. This consists of the L96A1 in place of the famous OP, a 40 times scope, and a variable zoom scope, which makes close-up encounters a bit more tolerable. Also with me are the Deagle in place of, well, the Deagle, defensive field upgrade and no gadgets, not even claymores. As we are keeping this basic bare bones classic Counter-Strike feel. Now, they say that using the 40 times zoom scope in Battlefield 4, you can actually see the code that the game was written in. And in another video I made, which I'll link to the back of this one, it actually proves it. Honestly, with this thing you can probably see Uranus, which admittedly will be renamed in 2620 to Urectum, but that's another point. That's beside the point. The OP, of course, being a legendary weapon of Counter-Strike, one of a few because Counter-Strike doesn't have a lot of weapons, and sometimes referred to as the gay or the noob weapon because of its supposed overpoweredness. And while I haven't played Counter-Strike, I have played Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. Obviously, the L96A1 rifle in real life is just that, the L96A1, a sniper rifle adapted by the British Army, the Accuracy International Arctic Warfare rifle, which is manufactured by none other than the British firm Accuracy International. It has a lot of cool things going for it. It was entered into a competition in the early 80s in Britain as the precision marksman rifle to replace the Lee Enfield rifles of the British Army, and adapted as they adapted the BM later into service in 1982. The Swedish Army was also looking for a new rifle, and some years later, the Arctic Warfare version was born. It featured several de-icing ideas to function better in the bitter cold, like the modified bolt with milled slots that prevented freezing by creating less contact surface area with the inside of the barrel, and things like the stock handle, magazine release, and the trigger guard were enlarged to allow the use of thick winter gloves while shooting. The Accuracy International Arctic Warfare model has spawned an entire family of sniper rifles, which have been adopted by a number of countries, including Australia, Belgium, Germany, Indonesia, Ireland, Latvia, Malaysia, Norway, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Russia, Singapore, Spain, Sweden, and of course United Kingdom. But all that aside, what does this rifle bring to Battlefield 4? Meaning, of course, that real life has very little to do with game mechanics, unlike the screaming anti-video game groups would have you believe. So, in Battlefield 4, the L96A1 does a maximum damage of 100 at 12 meters, which drops off to 59 at 100 meters. The maximum damage is up a little from the Battlefield 3 days, allowing for one-shot kills within 12.1 meters, even when hit to the chest. Its rate of fire clocks in at a painfully slow 48 rounds per minute, with the bolt action reload time animation, and while being up very slightly from the days of Battlefield 3, it is still on the lower side even amongst bolt-action rifles. Its muzzle velocity is again on the low side, clocking in at 550 meters a second, which again is slightly better than it was in Battlefield 3, but a far cry from the 850 meters a second of the real-life rifle. But obviously this is a game. The weapons have to be balanced somehow. Its 10 bullet capacity box magazine can be reloaded in 3.6 seconds for the short reload and 4.65 seconds for the long reload, which actually makes it the longest short reload time among all sniper rifles, but not by much. Its upwards per shot recoil is 0.25, which seems to be the standard for sniper rifles in Battlefield 4, and with a first shot multiplier of 2, it will clock in at 0.5 in reality, because every shot of this rifle is obviously the first shot of the burst. And I was actually dreading this loadout quite a bit, thinking that I wouldn't be able to use the 40 times scope in any real situation. And add to that, I really don't like sniping in Battlefield 4, at least I didn't before. I was never that good of a shot, to be honest with you, to guarantee a one-shot kill situation, but to my surprise, I had a bit of fun taking the tops of skulls of roof campers. You know, maybe it was just me playing with complete Bambis that day. Maybe it's the better netcode. Maybe it was the bottle of vodka I drank before, but I don't know. But whatever it was, I had fun, and I even managed to double kill through and through on Operation Clusterfuck one time. I generally went there to level up my 096A1 rifle to unlock the 40 times scope, but what I found surprised me. First of all, I got a lot more kills than I expected by camping with the 096A1 and, firing mainly through bottlenecks like the metal detectors or into an entrance to the locker itself from the outside, which, to be honest, is the application of this rifle that it was created for the bitter cold. And the second thing that surprised me was that this map, Locker, was the one where you were much more likely to be revived and given support like ammo or med packs than other maps. So quite the opposite of what you'd expect in an insane grenade spam map. Maybe because everyone is packed together into a tight space like sardines, so people naturally start helping each other, but you just don't see this kind of gameplay on other maps, The reason I was able to get a KDR of 20 to 3, say, was because every time I was shot, I was revived and back on my feet in no time. So it was kind of fun, and I had fun with it. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Ridiculous Loadout, and now because I don't feel like suffering alone, Master Crackmoin must also run this loadout and upload it to YouTube, and I'll accept the link down below in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video as it helps my channel grow. Check out my other videos at the end of this one, and remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you